Stage 2. Excavation. Careful planning and consideration should be given to the removal of the excavated soil. Remember that soil removed from the ground expands, increasing in size and bulk if you're considering leaving the soil on site. To dig the hole, a mechanical excavator will have to be hired. An experienced operator can be hired to carry out the excavation for you. But due to the simplified installation of this particular pool kit, we feel that you should be able to hire a small excavator and carry out the task yourself. The excavator hired for this film is a 3-ton Kubota. If you are digging the pool to the standard dimension, then simply excavate a rectangular hole to the depth of 4 foot 2.5 inches from the datum level. This measurement will allow for the depth of the Kafko panel and the aluminium coping trim. Use the site leveling device throughout the excavation to check that a constant depth is achieved. Once the pool has been excavated to a constant depth, run string lines across the excavation and remark the location of the pool on the pool floor. We decided to dig the 5-foot depth option for this pool. If you have decided on the 4-foot constant depth option, proceed to Stage 3. For the 5-foot pool depth, you will need to excavate another 14 inches to a depth of 5 foot 2 inches. You will also need to incorporate 3 foot 6 inch side banks on all 4 sides of the pool structure to enable you to do this. The excavation should be undertaken with extreme care, especially underneath the pool walls, since any overdigging will have to be adjusted with bricks and cement and more time. The intended result is to form an approximate 15-degree slope from the bottom of the pool panel to the floor. You will have to hand trim this part of the excavation to reach the desired result. Again, use the leveling device to check the correct depth has been achieved. A step unit, if purchased, should commence your final part of the excavation. Again, hand trimming will be necessary. Once you have completed the pool excavation, it's a good idea to utilize the digger to dig a trench from the proposed filtration room to the pool structure. This will allow for plumbing and any electrical connections to reach the pool. Stage 3. Installing the pool panels, an optional step unit. When the excavation has been completed, it's time to install the pool panels. Start by assembling the 2-foot radius corners first. To do this, you will need to use the unique Kafko patented multi-flex corner panel. The panel has been designed so that it can be flexed to create an internal radius. To make sure that the right radius is achieved, a strap set is used. The strap sets are marked by an identification sticker and pre-drilled by a computer at the factory. Each strap is simply pushed onto the back of the panel and fastened into position using the push-on fasteners provided. Prior to attaching a corner to a straight panel, a 1-inch polymer insert must be inserted on either side of the corner panel. Start the wall construction by bolting one corner to a straight panel on the length and width of the pool. Attaching a corner to a straight will enable the panels to support themselves when they are lowered onto the pool floor. 3 location holes in the side of the panels will enable you to temporarily fix all the panels together. There are no braces required at this stage. Simply lower each corner assembly into the hole and attach to each other. Continue to assemble and fix the remaining panels. You should refer to your pool layout plan to make sure that skimmer and inlet cutouts are located in the correct position. An underwater light, if purchased, should be positioned so that it will shine away from the house. Skimmers should ideally be positioned facing the prevailing wind. A step unit, if purchased, simply replaces a panel section in the wall structure. It's a good idea to temporarily fix the step to the panels by using G-clamps. The step unit is not pre-drilled. Therefore, when the step unit is in the correct position, drill through the existing panel holes and secure to the step unit. Stage 4. Securing pool wall panels. Now all the panels have been temporarily fixed together, it's time to fit the polymer braces. Attached to the brace is a polymer pin. These should be removed and put to one side. A brace is required at every panel joint. If 5 or 6 foot panels have been supplied, an intermediate brace will be required in the middle of the panel. Now that all of the pool panels and braces have been attached, you will need to run string lines across the length and width of the pool structure to make sure that the pool walls are correctly aligned. The panels must also be set to the same height. If some of the panels need to be raised, use odd bits of slate or tiles to pack underneath them until the correct height is achieved. Never be tempted to fill any voids with sand or soil. You will also need to check the diagonals to make sure the pool is rectangular and not distorted. If supplied, you should also level and secure the step unit to the panels at this time. The panels are now ready to be fixed permanently into position. Start by inserting the steel aligning pins provided into the pre-drilled holes in the bottom of the panels. These pins will prevent the pool panels from moving when the concrete ring beam is poured. The polymer stakes that were set aside earlier should now be inserted into the bottom of the polymer brace. Using a club hammer, drive the polymer stake into the ground, leaving approximately 1 inch exposed. Check the panel is upright and adjust if necessary, either by tapping the top of the polymer brace or by driving the stake fully home. Once all of the polymer stakes have been inserted, your pool wall assembly is now complete.